Thank you for purchasing your new pellet stove from EarthSense Energy Systems. In this video guide, we're going to walk through the most common installations with our direct temp venting. Direct temp venting is a single pipe design that incorporates both outside air for combustion as well as expelling our flue gas exhaust. By drawing our outside air with the same venting, we are preheating that air before it enters the stove. We offer two venting kits. The C kit is for straight out and corner out applications, whereas our A kit is for up and out applications ranging from 6 feet to 9.5 feet. As you can see, the direct temp venting comes galvanized. We do offer over 20 varieties in high temperature paint to customize for your installation. Please be aware there may be items located inside of your firebox. These must be removed prior to installation. Shown here are the contents of our C kit. For our corner out installation, not all of these pieces will be used. Any unused pieces may be returned. Let's get started. For our corner out installation, we'll be using our 45-degree transition low profile adapter. Our 45-degree adapter comes with a fresh air snout which has multiple options for placing based on our installation. Our multi-fit adapter will be located inside of your stove's firebox on all models except for Harman. On Harman stoves, our multi-fit adapter will be connected directly to the exhaust stub, siliconed and screwed as shown. Our multi-fit stove adapters can be placed directly into the transition as shown here. Once set, use the provided silicone and screws to make sure everything is in place. Our finished product should look like this, siliconing here and here, with our fresh air snout securely installed. With our multi-fit adapter now siliconed and securely in place into our 45-degree transition, we are ready to attach to the stove. The multi-fit will fit snugly over the stove's exhaust pipe. And using a screwdriver or a nut driver, we will tighten down the hose clamp. Once secure, we will apply high-temperature silicone around the border of where the multi-fit meets the stove's exhaust stub. Once siliconed, we will then run our fresh air intake flex. Our fresh air flex will install into the back of the stove's intake unit, and it may not be a snug fit on all models. Once in place, we will position into the side of the transition and tighten down the hose clamp securely. Our stove is now in place with our transition and multi-fit adapter attached. Let's mark our hole. A compass and a straight edge can be very helpful tools in this process. You can either measure floor to center of where the vent pipe needs to exit out, or place the pieces together to the exit point and mark the hole like I'm doing here. Make sure that you have your stove centered on the pad. It is important to check all the clearances inside the home and outside the home based on your owner's manual. A stud finder can be a great tool if applicable for the installation to make sure there's no obstructions in the wall before cutting our hole. Marks can now be drawn on the wall, and a compass can be used to draw our 8.5-inch hole outline. Shown here are the tools that we're going to use to create our exit hole. It is important to have protective eyewear. We also are going to have a drill with a long bit. That way it goes all the way through the home, creating a center point on the outside. It's important to have a drop cloth in place and a nearby vacuum cleaner so we're not to make a mess. Let's get started. Now that we have our center point drilled from the inside to the outside of the house, we're ready to start cutting our hole. It's important when cutting the hole that we either are using a jab saw or a sawzall and only inserting the blade slightly as to not catch any wires or insulation that may be inside the wall. Let's get started.
With our hole now cut, we can go ahead and put our thimble in place. Our wall thimble ensures that the piping meets its recommended clearance as it passes through the wall. The thimble will be placed as shown. Once set, we can screw down in each corner and silicone around the border. Note that you can trim down the border of the thimble if necessary to tuck underneath the J-channeling of vinyl siding. Now that we have the outside wall thimble in place, we're ready to insert the inside wall thimble. The inside wall thimble will slide inside of the sleeve from the outside, and it's important to make sure there are no gaps inside as we connect the two pieces. Once set, we will screw in each corner and silicone around the border. Your wall thimble will also contain a decorative trim plate. This trim plate may be used on the inside of the house to cover up the thimble or as you go through a false ceiling in a vertical installation. In some cases, the trim plate may need to be trimmed down for various installations. Once set, we will screw down in each corner. With our wall thimble now securely in place, we can run our exit vent through. In most cases, a 2-foot length is recommended. However, other sections may be used. Always make sure that you do not have pipe connected inside of the thimble. Now that we have this set, we can move our stove into place and finalize our installation. We now have our stove in its final installation spot. Our venting was lined up to the exit vent going out the wall. We've pushed the two pieces of pipe together. We'll push down the lock tab and we'll drill a reinforcement screw. We first want to silicone around where the venting went through the wall thimble. This ensures that smoke and drafts cannot enter back into the home. Once thoroughly siliconed, we're ready to place on our termination adapter. The termination adapter allows fresh air to be sucked in here, while our flue gas exhaust exits here. At the end of the termination, we have an option for just placing a screen with the provided cotter pins on the outside, which the screen acts as not only a spark arrestor, but also keeps birds and rodents from entering the venting. If we're more than 2 feet off ground level outside, you can use the 45-degree termination elbow, along with the decorative cone cap, placing the screen on the end. This works very well for high wind terminations. At the end of the season, we recommend removing the termination adapter and placing the summer cap on, which will ensure that birds, rodents, and moisture cannot enter the vent in the off-season.
Congratulations! You've just completed your stove installation. If you feel comfortable with your installation, fire up your new stove. If you smell smoke, shut the unit down and wait for the EarthSense final inspection. This video has been created as a helpful guide tool. Always reference the manufacturer's owner's and installation manual. Thanks again for choosing EarthSense Energy Systems.